Welcome back to Spillin the Tee, the golf podcast where we are faking it until we make it. We're two buddies, love to golf and love to gossip. So put those two together, and we appreciate you all for listening. We officially launched this podcast yesterday.
Yeah.
The podcast came out on Tuesday, and we are recording this episode on a Wednesday. So we can't thank you enough for tuning in. Please follow, rate, like, subscribe, review. And we'd love to play around with all of our local SoCal people, but we are also willing to travel, which coming to you live from Chicago. If you can't tell, this is a hotel room behind me. Today, we are doing something a little different. Not only am I traveling, but we are also going to talk about two separate rounds that we played.
Yeah. So Kurt and I play a lot of golf. We're real addicts here. We are addicted. If we can get around in, we are playing. So every so often on this podcast, we're going to have double dip episodes. That's what I'm calling them, Kurt. I don't know what you think of the name. I didn't run it by you before. I just said this is the double dip, but we could also call them the side piece episodes.
Ooh, side piece. I love a little side piece action. Not in my personal life, but in golf life. I love the side piece.
This is where we step out on each other and play other courses.
So on these episodes, we're going to chat a little bit about the courses that we played independently. Maybe I played on a business trip like this one I'm going to talk about. And maybe you played solo or played with a family member, but whatever brought us to the golf course, if we played a course, we got to talk about it. That's what the podcast is for. So the point of these is they're not full course deep dives where we both played the same round and we get to like kind of banter back and forth and rehash the way that we played that course together. But these are going to be quick hits, check in on the rounds that we played independently, quick reviews.
We'll cover the vibe, the costs, the highlights, the lowlights, and then we'll decide if we want to revisit this side piece together. We'll talk about, is this something that is worth playing together, or can we just leave it to the side? That's how we'll kind of rate the courses for these type of episodes.
Yeah, but it has to be official. We're highly scientific here. We've got facts, figures. My whiteboard is law. But today's double dip is I played Catalina Island. It was on a business trip, and you played Rancho San Joaquin, and you played that with a friend of yours.
Sure
So
did.
two courses, two separate rounds, one commitment to being judgy. And let's spill it. I could start with Catalina Island.
Yeah.
My first impression was Jurassic Park. If you've never been to Catalina Island, it's an island off the coast of Los Angeles. You can get there from a ferry from Long Beach or from Dana Point. There's a ferry that takes you across to this island. It's down in Avalon. It was a fun round. I was there for a work event. I work for American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. We were there for Catalina Pride, which was really fun. I love a good Pride event, but they covered ferry, hotel room for the night. But because of that, I had a bunch of stuff that I had to take with me. And you're riding on a ferry, you're limited to like what you can carry with you. And I had so much stuff that I couldn't bring my full bag. So I just took 4 clubs. I looked at the scorecard and I looked at the yardage and I was like, I think I could get away with these 4 clubs. I brought a putter, and then I brought a 7-iron, a pitching wedge, my 58 degree. So those 4 clubs, and I just made it work with those 4 and just threw them in my backpack.
You have a special golf backpack, Kurt?
No, they were
just hanging out?
Yeah, like just shoved them in and just carried them on the boat with me. But that was how I got around.
Kurt, had you been to Catalina before?
I had been to Catalina twice before, but not to golf. There's a little like main strip along the water, and there's like restaurants and bars, and we just kind of bounced around and had a good time. I've never spent the night at Catalina. There's Airbnbs and there's hotels, so you can spend the weekend there, and it's fun. It's certainly a resort town. Everyone drives a golf cart. While we were there, we were chatting with the mayor of Catalina, Annie. She invited me to their golf tournament on Sunday, but their tournament that they play every Sunday is at 1, and I had to be back on the ferry by then, so I just went out by myself. But I played 9 quick holes. It was $45 for 9 holes, and then there's a $2.99 fee for the site that they use, or you could pay $70 for 18. But due to my time constraint with work and catching the ferry back, I just did a quick 9. There was no one out there. which I found out was a rarity. I got really lucky, and there's like a five some high school kids that went out a little before me, but I never even caught them. I was taking my time. I mentioned Jurassic Park, like it was just picturesque, like mountains, trees. It was beautiful. So I was taking pictures. I was actually playing pretty well too. But because I was out there by myself, I was playing two balls. I started playing them separately, but then I just decided to play a two ball scramble. So I was hitting two shots and then choosing the best one.
Cool.
Pretty affordable. The most expensive part of it would be the ferry. And so you have to take the ferry unless you have your own boat. I think I booked an 8 a.m. tea time, and I was on hole five, and one of the locals was walking their dog, and their dog came up, and I was, just kind of petting their dog. And he even commented, he was like, beautiful day. I was like, yeah, I couldn't beat this day. He's like, there is no one out here. Like normally on a Sunday morning, this place would be packed. I don't know if it was everyone was hungover from Pride or all the locals wanted to leave the island because they don't want to be around the Pride event, which could be true. Either way, I had the course to myself.
That's the
And that,
best. I love days like that because on days like that, like you can practice your shots, you can take weird lies and kind of see like how things feel. That's awesome.
yeah, I used to be able to get that a lot more in Wisconsin, but these days in Southern California, it's rare to have a course to yourself. So definitely took advantage.
So, Kurt, did you get to expense that? Do you have a work card? It just got me thinking about us working together at USA Water Polo. If we both golfed during that period of time, we would have gotten nothing accomplished except donor meetings
Yeah.
on the golf course. It would have just been donor meetings all the time.
Yeah. Ramsey would not be happy with our expense account.
He actually might have joined us. So do you get to expense that?
Unfortunately, that round I didn't get to. The nice part about it was the ferry over and my hotel for the night was covered through the event. So that part did reduce my overall cost. Like if I was to go on my own, I'd have to pay the ferry and it probably wouldn't spend the night. Certainly would love to go back.
Cool. Tell me how it played and what I've heard you just say about it so far. You loved it.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was because I had the course to myself that I just felt like it was in better shape than it was. It was better than I expected for sure. Some of the fairways were a little overgrown. It's an island course. I don't think they're putting a ton of money into it. They get some golfers out there, and it seems like on a normal Sunday they'd be busy, but it wasn't in phenomenal shape. But I wasn't expecting a Ted Robinson design course, our favorite architect in golf. I think the biggest thing to know before you go is that it's just 9 holes. It's in a small island. They don't have a ton of room. So it's just those 9 holes, but you can play it twice and play 18. The best part about it was empty. So I just looked around, took my time. It was great. I was carrying 4 clubs and had my towel clipped to my belt. And the course just had views for days. Like everywhere I looked, you could see mountains in the background, or you saw trees, or it was just beautiful island golf. I couldn't see the water, but the views for the island made it worth it. But fun fact, it is the oldest operating golf course in California and west of the Mississippi. It was
Nice.
originally built in 1892. Originally, it just had oiled sand. I don't think I've even played on oiled sand or even know what that's like. But in 1927, they upgraded to grass, which I appreciate. Yeah, it was Hoa Anua grass. Not familiar with that type, but that was the type of grass that the fairways had.
Is this 9-hole track the only golf that they have up there?
I think so. I'm pretty sure it's their only golf course there.
Nice.
There's another part of the island that I've never been to, but I think on the northern end, there's like a whole nother village. I don't think they have golf there either. But yeah, it played well. I was playing well. Even with only 4 clubs, I had kind of pre-planned, so I had the clubs I thought I could play. I looked at their par threes and kind of knew what yardage I was needing to hit, and then there were some par fours that I was just like, I'm gonna hit a 7 iron off the tee and get myself out there. Playability wise, I liked it. Personality wise, also really liked it. I definitely think we should add this to our list and make a trip out there, find a friend with a boat, or bite the bullet and just take the ferry.
Fun fact, I'm a California native and I have never been to Catalina.
Really?
I've never been. So I'd love to go. How long does it take to get there?
It's about an hour on the
Okay.
ferry. And on the way there, I was on the inside in the interior, and they've got like a little bar and you can order coffee and snacks and stuff.
Oh,
There's a
cool.
bathroom on the boat. And then there's an upper deck, so you're like out in the sun. So on the way back, we were sitting out in the sun. It's fun.
Nice. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Add it to the list. We will play that and do a full Spillin the Tea episode.
Do it.
That was my round at Catalina Island. So tell me about your round, Rancho San Joaquin. How'd it go? I know you've got a love hate relationship with this girl.
I love hate Rancho San Joaquin. It is toxic. I love some things about her and other things I just cannot stand. Rancho San Joaquin is the closest club to my house. If I wanted to go to the closest 18 holes to my address, Rancho San Joaquin is going to be that. Close second would be Oak Creek. So when I started golfing, I wanted to find somewhere where I would buy into the membership and then use that membership often. So my choices were Rancho San Joaquin, Strawberry Farms, and Tustin Ranch. Oak Creek doesn't do memberships anymore. They used to up until like a year ago when the Irvine company was like, we're going to come in and plow the whole thing down. Those were the three closest to my home that were within similar ranges. Rancho San Joaquin is significantly cheaper than Strawberry Farms and Tustin Ranch. And the upside at Rancho San Joaquin is that you get a bucket of balls every day at their range. And so in the beginning, that was huge for me. I was at the range all the time. I had to hit a lot of balls before I started making any type of consistent contact. Turned out for about a year, I was hitting them wrong, but whatever. I mean, 100 balls a day, that's valued at 20 bucks. The membership was 80 bucks. So I was using it. I was definitely using it and it made sense. And then I just haven't gotten rid of it. And I still go to the range quite often, but not nearly as often. So I need to kind of watch myself and see like if I'm actually getting the benefits of the bucket of balls every day. I don't know if you've ever been to their range, but it is a madhouse. It is a circus. People are on bad behavior. I typically only go on off hours. Go there anytime between like 5 and 9 p.m. and you're going to be waiting about an hour for a bay.
Jeez.
It's anarchy there. So that's part of the reason I don't like Rancho San Joaquin. And the second part is really about pace of play. I've played there on a Saturday and I've regretted that because it was a 6 hour round. It took so long. It was so backed up. You're waiting on every hole. The course itself I really like, actually. It's a good track. The conditions are pretty good. I know that they've improved over the last year that I've been playing. They're not stellar, but they're good and they have some really cool holes. Like there's some real challenges and then like real places where you can score well. The value proposition for Rancho San Joaquin is they are cheaper than Strawberry Farms and Tustin Ranch. You're getting what you pay for, I think, especially on a weekend. But my buddy Brendan and I played at 5:30 a.m., which is like the second tee time available during the day. And we played on a Thursday. It was awesome. I'm a morning person. I love being up early. 5:30 a.m. is even a little early for me because I had to get up like at 4:30 to like get my coffee and get myself going. But he's got a wife and four kids, and so that's when he could go out, and so we did, and we had
Understand.
a blast. He did awesome. I didn't do great. It was about 75 a person. I paid 149 for the both of us. I get a member rate and his was a little higher. I don't know how that broke down. I don't have the receipt anymore. But I don't know if it was worth that on a Thursday. That seems high to me at 5:30 a.m. Just not sure if that was worth it. Tell me a little bit about your experience with Rancho San Joaquin.
Yes, Strawberry Farms is the closest to me. And then it's probably a toss up between Oak Creek and Rancho for me, but still really close. It's definitely the closest, like cheaper golf course. And they have done a lot of work. I've talked to some people, and everyone says the same thing, that it was built on a landfill. You mentioned it's toxic. It literally is toxic. It was built on a landfill, but so they have some drainage problems, but they have done a lot of work, and I think they've done a lot of incredible work to it, and it's getting almost worth the rate that you pay. Their little clubhouse or their bar and grill, when I first started playing there, was like a hot dog cart and a cooler, and now it's like a full-blown restaurant.
Oh, cool.
I think it was just that when it was being remodeled. I don't know what it was like before, but they've done a lot of upgrading to their restaurant. And then the course itself, they've done a lot of work on that too. There's some really cool signature holes. It is higher priced, but I think what they did is they like raised the price while they're doing the work rather than like doing the work and then raising the price to make it worth it. They're like raising the price to pay for the work they're doing. That's just my instinct. But funny enough, the courses we've played so far have either been William Bell or Ted Robinson, and this course was a combination of those two.
Really?
I would feel it's more of a William Bell design, and then I think Ted Robinson came in and added some tweaks here and there.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a fun course. I like it. It's great. It's the pace of play, I think, that really gets to me on a weekend. You're paying a premium also on the weekend. It's more expensive. Obviously, I was playing on a Thursday morning at 5:30. My buddy Brendan killed it. He had like 7 pars in a row. It was just insane. I love playing with people that I love. So it was awesome. We got to chat about family and golf. You couldn't have set like a better scene. We were excited to be there. We both were kind of like giddy about it. And I think she might be growing on me a little bit.
Oh,
So
look at you opening your heart up to RSJ.
when I started writing about this episode and thinking about this, I was like, no, we don't need to go back. We don't need to go to RSJ because we both been there. We play there a lot. It's local. But now I'm like, I think we do. Not all the people love it, but it's popular. And that's why it is backed up every weekend. It's a busy place. And so I think we should keep it on the list, but maybe just knock her down a few notches. I think it's been fun so far to like go to different places and not always just turning to because it's easy to go to.
Yeah, so we'll keep her on a list, but with an asterisk next to her.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I'd rather play somewhere else with you, like Catalina, just because I haven't played there and you've played there once now. There's the novelty of courses we haven't played that is fun. You know, I'd say Catalina all day plus a ferry ride.
Can't beat that.
That's content right there. We could
Yeah.
interview some weirdos on the ferry. So that's it for our double dip episode, now named the side piece episode.
Yeah, honestly, I liked it. I love playing golf with you. I would much rather play around with you, and we do a full spill in the tee episode. But like you mentioned, we both play a lot of golf. So when we're playing separate rounds, I think we talk about them separately. No course is safe, and this has been Spill in the Tee Side Piece Edition. Thank you for listening. And if you've played these courses, please DM us with your experience and let us know if we hit the nail on the head or if we were completely wrong. We're open to either opinion, but we want to know what you think. Also, it's clear that playing partners do make all of the difference. So we would love to play with friends or listeners of the podcast. And make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, send it to your friends, your family, and your degenerate golfing uncle.